Hi y'all, if you are a returning viewer, welcome back. If you are new, welcome. My name is Amira and my channel is all about trying new makeup, talking about new makeup, but also finding new and exciting ways to be inspired by the makeup you already own. If that sounds good to you, I hope you consider subscribing, and if you enjoyed today's video, hitting the like button. Today guys, I wanted to do some spring makeup. I wanted to do a spring eye look using my palettes that are in my April makeup capsule, which I also included in my spring palette sort of like list of great spring palettes, and one of those was my Serenity and the other was my Muse. So I'm like, you know what, let's combine these two and let's do a pretty little pastel spring look. Also, I recently got these bad boys, and these are the new brushes from Angelica Knifest's new brand, Singe Beauty. I have been sitting on these since I got them last week, and I was like, I'm gonna hold off because I want to use them for the first time on camera, tell you guys what I think about them. So I figure between, you know, we can get some magic done. I am really excited about these guys because the shapes, the thing about, one of the reasons why I purchased this, and I'm not someone who buys a lot of like influencer products or launches necessarily. I bought these mainly because I really respect and admire Angelica's eyeshadow technique. She is a whiz with color. I've learned a lot from her as far as that. And when she talks about brush shape and brushes for blending, she's someone who I feel like knows what she's talking about. So when she created these and I looked at the shapes, my heart just went, because these shapes, guys, I mean, look at these. Look at these shapes. This is perfection. I mean, this is the EO1. Look at that shape. And then we have this one, which is the EO2. Look at that shape. I mean, these are brushes that are made for blending well, and application and applying well and seamlessly. So I was just very impressed by the shapes. I wouldn't have necessarily have purchased them just because they were hers, but when she showed the shapes, I was like, sold. So yeah, so we're gonna be trying these out on camera for the first time, and we're going to be trying on these palettes on camera for the first time. I've used both of these palettes quite a bit in my own time off camera, but I wanted to do a pastel look, and I'm like, well, why not use these on camera so you guys can see what they look like? Especially, I don't know, I mean, I didn't do a whole like recon or like, you know, recon mission of finding if other people with my skin tone have used these on camera, but I wanted to show you guys, if you're curious how these shadows apply to some of my shade range, you get to see that. So let's get into it. All right guys, I've zoomed you in and we're going to start. I have an idea what I want to do. I really want to do something kind of, and I don't know how much of Muse I'm going to use. I think if I were to use it, it would probably be a little bit of this shade, but I definitely want to use Serenity because I feel like this has more of what I'm looking for, which is like that shade. So yeah, my eyes are primed, my face makeup is done. I'm filming another video, or I filmed another video reviewing my cheek products, so that's already done. My eyes are primed. Let's get into it. So I think I'm gonna start off with the EO3, and I'm gonna dip into the shade Echo, which is this one here. And I kind of have an idea of what I want to do, guys, so this isn't going to be a super complicated look. For me, when it comes to like pastel looks, I don't think going complicated is the way to go. Oh wow. Okay, I don't think complicated is the way to go. I tend to treat pastels almost like watercolor type shades, where I try to just create like a wash on my eyes, and then, you know, just sort of make it a bit more ephemeral, a bit more loosey-goosey than maybe I would do with darker tones. So as you can see, this is applying like insanely well. So now I'm reaching into this shade Nouveau, which is this one right here from Muse. I don't know if these will blend well together, but I just wanted to deepen up a little bit Just a little bit. And I might even apply this one on my lid because look how pretty, look how well that is actually like building on itself. That's so pretty. These brushes are picking up a lot of product. And I mean, I'm keeping in mind, I'm using these brushes with palettes that I know do really well as far as the pigmentation, but this is picking up so much product without me having to rub my brush into the shadow that much. I'm literally just dipping and it's picking up a ton of product. So I literally just tapped once and that's what I have on my brush. So these perform. These are synthetic brushes, but what I liked about what she said is that she really wanted them to be modeled after really good natural hair brushes. Now I am generally speaking, a natural hair brush girl. When it comes to eyeshadows, I prefer natural hair brushes for those very reasons. They pick up more product, they blend, they tend to blend a little bit better overall. But I will say that in recent times, a lot of brands are coming out with really well made synthetic brushes that mimic a lot of what the qualities that make natural hair brushes so great to use and so easy to use. And so I don't think necessarily that you have to use natural hair brushes, especially if you have issues with it. I know some people don't want to use natural hair brushes. Some people don't want to pay the price for natural hair brushes, although I will say I could have a little bit of fallout there, but that's all. It's to be expected. Because I just love that so much. And that's two shadows, guys. So this is when I do pastels, this is how I do pastel makeup. I don't go in with a ton of makeup. Like, I try to just do this wash. And as you can see, it's created this beautiful gradient on the eye that I'm really happy with. So now we're going to do the lower lash line, and I think I'm going to do the lower lash line with a different tone. I think I'm going to go in with some pinks or maybe some purples. Let me look in Serenity. Yeah, we're going to use this bright one that is Pixie, and then we're going to go in with Make-A-Wish, blend it out with this lighter one, which looks really light on camera, but this is kind of what it looks like in real life. It's like that. So we're going to use that one and that one. And I'm going to use and just to give you a heads up, what I used for both for these colors is I just used the EO2 and the EO3. So I started with the EO2 and blended that lighter shade all over, and then I went in with this one, and I was able to apply this all over my lid and blend it out perfectly. But I really think this is going to be great for packing shadow just like on your outer corner and really deepening that outer corner, which I love doing, and I know Angelica likes doing too. So I like the fact that she included a brush like that. So let's dip into Pixie. I picked up a lot of products. I'm just going to tap a little bit because, ooh, child. All right. I'm just going to lightly apply that on my lash line. And again, I'm going in really lightly because I don't want it to be too intense. I want it to be soft and kind of blown out, a little watercolory. So I don't want it too intense. That's all I want. I don't want a lot under the eye. So now I'm going to go in and I'm going to use the same brush actually and just wipe it off on my Singe here. And then we're going to go into Make-A-Wish. Or do I want to use, do I want to use Petal? And you guys wondered about that purple that I had on my eyes in one of my other videos. This is what I had on my eyes. I had Sweet Pea, Petal. Those are the colors that I tend to reach for when it comes to the pinky tones in that palette. Now I'm just going to take a little bit of Make-A-Wish. I'm applying that just on the outer part of the inner part, excuse me, of my eye. And then I'm just going to take it a little bit over and blend that over. And I did this because I wanted it to be a little bit more punchy. Whereas this shade, because it's got a lot of white in it, under my eye, just directly under my eye, I think it would have just looked a little chalky. It wouldn't have necessarily looked purpley. So I wanted to put that darker purple first and then go over. And that's the one thing I will say with working with pastels is recognizing the tones that will look if they have a lot of white base, understanding that, especially if you have a deeper skin tone, that those can look quite chalky on the eye. And sometimes it helps to lay down something just a little bit darker or deeper and then go over it with that lighter shade and blend it out, and it'll look softer, because that's what I wanted. I just wanted it to be really, really soft, right? I'm gonna go grab, because I wasn't going to at first, but I think I want to. I'm gonna go grab a pastel eyeliner for my inner corner. I'll be right back. Okay guys, I am back, and I grabbed one of my ColourPop cream gel liners in the shade Amethyst Hour. This is one of my faves. I know that they recently reformulated, and I'm kind of tempted to like purchase some of the newer ones just to see if they perform differently. But I love this one because it's like, and you can kind of see, it's purple, but it's also pinky. So if you can put it with both tones and it'll work. Okay, have applied that. And then usually what I like to do if I'm doing pastel, just to give the eye some more shape, is I'll apply a little wing. So I'm gonna do that, just a baby wing. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this on camera though while talking. I know I won't be able to talk, but let's see if I can do this on camera, because okay, it is so loud outside. The sun, you know, the heat is on and everyone is out of their houses. So I did a tiny little wing there, which is perfect. That's all I wanted. Let's see if I can, I'm gonna do the other one off camera so I can get them to match. All right guys, I've done my wings. Do they match? I don't know. We're just gonna keep it pushing, you know. So I'm gonna take this EO, what is this one called? EO1 again, and I want to put a little bit of different shade in my inner corner. I do still want it to be kind of pinky, so I think I'm gonna take Sweet Pea from the Muse palette, and I'm gonna use that. And this is what I had on my eye in the last video where you guys were wondering, and I just stabbed myself with eyeshadow. So wondering what I had on, it was this shade, and it's so pigmented and I love it. Look how pretty that is. I don't want to put any shimmer. I don't want to do shimmer, so I won't. All right guys, so I'm going back in with Echo because I've decided that I want to lift this up a little bit higher. Now that I've done my wing, I want the eye to be, as you can see the difference here. So I'm literally just taking this EO, I think this is the EO2, yeah. And I'm just dipping into this a little bit and just bringing this shadow up higher on my brow bone to lift the eye a bit. This is literally all I'm doing. Do you see how that instantly made the look bigger, wider, brighter, bigger, badder, better, you know? Let me wipe here because I got a little eyeshadow there. All right, I am done, and I think I want to put on maybe a pink lip. What do you guys think? Would a pink lip work with this? Like a soft pink? I think it would. Do I have anything like that? Yes, I do. I think I'm gonna do... All right guys, I am back. I applied my mascara and I applied my lipstick. What I opted for was the Merit Baby, which is one of my favorite, like, it's kind of like a purple undertone pink. This is what it looks like on me. It looks quite pink on other people with slightly lighter skin tone. It tends to go more like traditional pink, but on me, the purple tones really come out. And I paired it with my Pat McGrath Permagel liner in Cosmic Vibes. I swear I feel like with this look I want to put some freckles on. Maybe I'll do that later on, but this is the finished look. I am really happy with it. It is very, very pastel-y spring. I have nothing but nice things to say about these palettes and these brushes. Again, I've only done one look with these brushes, so I can't give you like an in-depth review, and this isn't what this was meant to be. It was just sort of like playing and trying them out. I haven't used every single brush, or have I? Actually, yeah, I have. No, I haven't. I haven't used EO5 yet, but I've used all of these. And the reason why I used all of these, I didn't need to create this look. It's not a complicated look that required that, but I did want to use as many of the brushes as possible. And again, my faves are, which I knew they would be, was EO1 and EO2. These are my two faves. I think they're fantastic and I can't wait to use them more. But I really like this. I am not a pastel girl most of the time, but spring comes around and I just want to slap pastels on my eyes. And I always I love every pastel look that I do, but I just never think, oh, let me do a pastel look. You know what I mean? Like I have to really like make myself do one and be like, okay. But the moment it's done, I'm just sort of like, hello, pastel queen. Look at you. Stunning icon, the moment, you know? So yeah, that's my review of these brushes. They're amazing. I think these are still in stock. I believe she still has these in stock. Let me give you some of the specs. It might help if you guys had some info. Hold 1 second. Hold, please. Okay, so yes, the set, it's the 5-piece set is $55. I think this is pretty well priced for the quality and the number of brushes. Again, for me, if you had said that these were natural hair brushes, I would have believed you. And I'm not just saying that, I just mean like the way that they pick up shadow is very much like how my Refer brushes pick up product, or how my Sonia G's pick up product, and how they blend easily. It reminds me, like I wouldn't use synthetic brushes to apply pastels, generally speaking, because of the fact that they tend to be a bit thinner. That you tend to have to build them up a little bit more, and I don't want to spend all day trying to pack on pigment onto my eyes with a pastel. So I tend to only reach for natural hair brushes when I'm using pastels. These are not natural hair, these are synthetic, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to pair these two together, because I felt like this would be a good test to see how they apply. And I think they did an amazing job. And so yeah, I'm quite happy with my purchase. I think this color, I love brightly colored like handles on brushes. I have the Units brushes that are bright orange, and I'll show them to you. This is not a Units review, but I just want to show you what those look like. And I have these in the same container, and every time I open it up, I'm like, ooh, it's so bright. I love it. So yeah, I love the look of these. The aesthetic is very pleasing. I think these are beautiful. Very happy to have them. Well worth the money. I'm happy to have purchased them. And then these two babies. Guys, I already talked about how I've been loving these, and I still love these, and I really, I should have, but I was like, I don't know yet. I really want to do a look with sorbet. With just sorbet on my eye, just that. Maybe a little shimmer in the inner corner. Maybe I'll do that for a video. I don't know yet. If you guys want to see that, or maybe I'll just wear it in a video. You know what I mean? That's like what I'm looking at, and I'm like, sorbet is so pretty. This palette, of the two of these, I do think that Serenity is my favorite. Muse is beautiful. I don't not recommend it, but for me, like I said in my review of these when I was talking about when I was reviewing all the products that I've tried over the past month or so, I said that I really liked it, but that I tend to reach for specific shades, and you saw me do that. Like I reached for Sweet Pea, and that's really the only shade that I reach for. Everything else on my eye is from Serenity. And yeah, I think it's a I think they're both beautiful palettes, but Serenity just it just gets me going. It's a beautiful palette. So yeah, guys, that is my review, my look. It's kind of like a look review combo. Let me know in the comments down below. Have you picked up the Singe brushes? Are you thinking about it? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed today's video, please be sure to hit the like button. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye now.